Hello, I'm Deanna Verstaglio.
And I'm Nicole Batista. And this is the W. First this afternoon, we go to Emma Schultz with a heartbreaking story for SeaWorld fans.
Hi, I'm Emma Schultz, and you're watching the W. SeaWorld recently announced that it will be canceling its killer whale show and replacing it with a new orca experience. President, Chief and Executive Officer Joel Manby announced the current show, One Ocean, will run through 2016 and be replaced in 2017 by an experience that highlights orcas' natural behaviors. The new plan strives to put an end to SeaWorld's captive breeding. In October, the California Coastal Commission approved SeaWorld's $100 million expansion of killer whale tanks called the Blue World Project, but prohibited further breeding of orcas. California State Assemblywoman Lorenza Gonzalez said that SeaWorld's announcement doesn't end efforts to stop inhumane orca captivity, but that it's a step in the right direction. SeaWorld first opened its gates in 1964. It was originally planned as an underwater restaurant. The concept grew into a marine zoological park along the shore of Mission Bay in San Diego. With an initial investment of $1.5 million, 45 employees, several dolphins, sea lions, and 2 saltwater aquariums, SeaWorld drew more than 400,000 visitors its first year. Today, there are 3 SeaWorld parks in the U.S., including the original San Diego, California location, and parks in Orlando, Florida, and San Antonio, Texas. I interviewed some students from Westlake High School about their opinion on SeaWorld's new plan.
I think it's good that they're canceling the show because they have a history of keeping animals in such small quarters and a history of animal cruelty. So by canceling the show, it lowers the demand for killer whales, and I think it's good that maybe they'll release them into the ocean in the future because I hate SeaWorld.
I think that it's kind of sad, only because I've never been to SeaWorld and I might have enjoyed the show.
In the future, we hope that SeaWorld will save more animals by sending them back in the ocean and setting them free and putting an end to their captive breeding. I'm Emma Schultz, and you're watching The W.
Ever wanted to stop showering? Probably not. However, now you can. We're joined by Spencer and Knowles in the studio to tell us all about a new product that is set to replace showers.
Wow, that must stink.
This is Spencer Knowles reporting for The W. Ever since the dawn of humankind, people have had the trouble staying clean and healthy. Until the invention of soap, people were dying of dysentery and other bacterial diseases by the masses.
I know that soap and water has saved billions of lives. Before the simple act of using soap and water was done by doctors and nurses before surgery and sterilizing before surgery, people used to die regularly because of the transfer of bacteria from one person to another. So it saved, an untold number of lives.
The one poor thing about soap is that it actually gets rid of the layer of bacteria that is vital to keeping the body healthy and safe from dangerous microorganisms. With the invention of soap, it was thought that all bacteria was bad, and nothing good could come from the bacteria on your body, which is strictly untrue. This is why soap is not the best method to get clean. There's a new product out there giving soap and other cleaning products a run for their money. It's called Mother Dirt, and it uses ammonia oxidizing bacteria, which converts sweat, which is ammonia, and urea to helpful materials that benefit the skin like nitrite and nitric acid. The creator of this product, Dave Whitlock, believes in Mother Dirt so much he's been using it for 12 years. Being a chemical engineer, he was able to take this product to another company to get it funded and ready for production. Dave and his company are fighting an uphill battle at the moment because of the stigma surrounding showers and the complete misunderstanding people have of them. Many people feel that if someone doesn't take a shower, they are dirty and unapproachable way. Others feel a different way. Ms. Kaufman from Westlake believes in this theory of showers.
I use showering for all sorts of reasons. I generally shower in the morning. To wake up, it makes me feel refreshed and kind of gets me ready to start the day.
This isn't the only stigma Mother Dirt is fighting. The FDA hasn't actually approved this product yet, but if it does, Whitlock hopes it will shoot right into the spotlight. And this is Spencer Knowles reporting for the W.
For men and women in the workforce, taking trades may be a big part of your everyday travels. Kevin Julian has found a quick way for these businessmen and women to arrive at work on time and even earlier.
Wow, that is a dream come true if you ask me.
Have to agree.
Hi, I'm Kevin Julian, and you're watching The W. The federal government has awarded $28 million to study the maglev train system for Maryland. A maglev train is a high-speed transportation system in which trains glide above a track, supported by magnetic repulsion, allowing a train to travel at fast velocities. This technology is not yet mainstream in the United States, and our country may greatly benefit from this system. Japan was one of the first countries to develop and adopt maglev trains, which travel smoothly at speeds of up to 375 miles per hour. Maryland's Department of Transportation and the state's Economic Development Corporation applied for the federal funds in April as part of a larger vision for building a maglev train system along the Northeast Corridor. If this system works its way up to New York City, the train commuter would greatly benefit. With this type of system in place, one should expect to make it from the suburbs to the city in half the time than Metro North previously could have allowed. Significant investments will come from the Japanese government and Baltimore-Washington Rapid Rail. The ability to travel between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. in only 15 minutes will be absolutely transformative, not just for these two cities, but for our entire state, Governor Larry Hogan said. Kenichiro Sasei, the Japanese ambassador to the United States, applauded the funding, stating, "Working with the United States government, the state of Maryland, and Baltimore-Washington Rapid Rail, we will prove that this cutting-edge Japanese technology will be a great asset to the busy Northeast Corridor." $28 million is a small price to pay to ensure that these high-speed trains will support our nation's economy in the years to come. I'm Kevin Julian, and you're watching The W.
The UN met recently and has come up with a multi-step plan to help improve America over the next 15 years. Here's Danny Walpole with more.
Hello, I'm Danny Walpole, and this is The W. The United Nations is making a big difference in our changing world. In September of 2015, the UN established their global goals that they wish to accomplish over the next 15 years. This month, progress began. In our ever-changing world, it is important that we steer our global community in the direction we wish it to go. The UN's 17 goals by 2030 are to end poverty and hunger, to improve global health and well-being, to give all children quality education, further gender equality, to create clean water for all people, create affordable clean energy, stimulate the economy, to innovate, reduce inequalities, sustain communities, save the environment, and improve global collaboration. For these goals to work, we must all work toward them together. Listen to how these goals will affect us and how we can help. When a powerful organization such as the United Nations makes a conscious decision to make positive change, we can assume that our societies will be headed in the right direction. The UN's goals will influence worldwide populations. Not only will the poor and unfortunate benefit from the future work of the UN, but the common person as well. They will be indirectly affected in the products they consume, food they eat, and clothes they wear. Consumer goods will be more humanely produced. Do you think the world is better or worse than it was when you were a kid?
No, it's not better. It's not better. Everything was nice. Not as frantic as it is now.
Mm. Do you think it was nice because you didn't know about everything happening in the world, or?
Yeah, it seems like there's more, violence and unhappiness. People are not satisfied.
The poverty levels in our country, as well as first world countries, is an issue, in addition to poverty in third world countries. Development in new places is on the rise. However, if their societies are not given morals, economic support, and foundation, their progress will lead to uprisings and rebellions. Looking toward the future, we can only hope that the UN's efforts will improve our world. I'm Danny Walpole, and you're watching The W.
Man-made islands have been created by the Chinese government. Theorists believe that the Chinese are going to block 40% of the world's trade, which will lead to certain countries lacking very important resources.
Hi, this is Nicole Batista, and you're watching The W. Two American B-52 bombers leaving from the Air Force military base in Guam flew near two artificial islands built by the Chinese in the South China Sea last week in the latest close encounter between the U.S. and China forces in the disputed area, sparking tensions. China firmly opposes violating international law and undermining Chinese sovereignty and security interests under the pretext of navigation and overflight freedom, stated Chinese Foreign Minister spokesman Han Lim. Pentagon spokesman Peter Cook responded with saying, "We conduct B-52 flights in the international airspace of this part of the world all the time." Han Lim and the Chinese oppose flights over the island as it challenges Chinese territorial claims in the South Sea. These flights are causing rising tensions between the U.S. and the Chinese They're concerned that the Chinese governments will block trade lanes if the islands are considered Chinese territory, in the addition that U.S. B-52 bomber flights over the international waters and the islands of the Chinese territories will impact their training. The U.S. military carries out training exercises in the base in Guam, where the U.S. planes and ships carry out training exercises. Also, 40% of the world's training lanes will be blocked if these islands are actually considered Chinese territory. With these man-made islands, if they are recognized as Chinese territory, will block all of this. This has been Nicole Batista, and this is the W.
120,000 Syrian refugees were freed and now are transferring to neighboring countries in hopes of living a better life. Here's Emma Schultz covering the Syrian refugee crisis.
Hi, I'm Emma Schultz, and you're watching The W. The European Union met in Brussels and approved the relocation of 120,000 refugees across Europe, which led to tension among neighboring countries. Nations such as the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia voted against the plan. According to Fox News, the Czech government earlier warned that attempt to approve relocation plan would backfire for the EU and could end in big ridicule for its members and officials. A Twitter post from the Luxembourg mission to the European Union said the decision was made by a large majority of the EU's 28 state members. German Minister Thomas de Maizière said his country would accept more than 30,000 immigrants and that around 50% of those who arrived in Greece were moving to Germany. The crisis started when approximately 12 million Syrians were forced from their homes, half of which are children. At least 7.6 million have been displaced within Syria, and more than 4 million have fled as refugees in neighboring countries. About 51% of the refugees are from Syria, the UN Refugee Agency says. Children affected by the Syrian conflict are at risk of becoming ill, malnourished, abused, or exploited, and millions have been forced to quit school. Since the beginning of the crisis, World Vision, a Christian humanitarian organization dedicated to working with children, families, and their communities worldwide, has helped more than 2 million people in Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq. 7.5 million Syrian children inside and outside the country are in need of humanitarian aid. Because of this, Syria is now the world's biggest producer of both internally displaced people and refugees. Having already lost their homes, schools, and communities, their chances of building a future may also soon be lost. Human rights groups say President Obama's opening bid of accepting 10,000 Syrian refugees next year is far too timid in the face of humanitarian catastrophe playing out in the Middle East. According to Washington Times, Mr. Obama last week acknowledged the crisis as not just a European problem, it's a world problem, but suggested the solution lies in a better response to the pressures that have been pushed more than 4 million Syrians to flee their homes.
We all know Donald Trump, the frontrunner for the Republican Party. Deanna tells us of his time on SNL and how he's been accused of hogging the spotlight.
Hi, my name is Deanna Verstaglio, and this is The W. Donald Trump overstayed his welcome on Saturday Night Live, November 7, 2015, with 12 minutes and 5 seconds of airtime. The issue is the politician got free publicity for himself for the upcoming presidential election. According to the New York Times, there were over 160,000 tweets surrounding the performance around the normally quiet Saturday Night Live period of 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. The controversy is, according to the FCC regulations, his opponents are now eligible for free and equal airtime. When Hillary Clinton appeared on Saturday Night Live, she had a total of 3 minutes, 12 seconds. None of her Democratic competitors took the chance of their equal airtime due to her short stay. But Saturday Night Live and NBC don't mind Trump's long stay. The Trump bump has made ratings and viewings go through the roof. According to Deadline Hollywood, the show clocked its best early household ratings in 4 years and best early demo ratings in 2 years. Trump has been the biggest name in the early 2016 campaign, has boosted ratings in debates and even NBC's Tonight Show. So having him on Saturday Night Live gave the show a viewership boost. Under legal circumstances, it is unfair to give free advertising to one candidate and not the other, hence causing this dispute. If all Trump's competitors had to get equal airtime on Saturday Night Live, it would lead up to about 3 hours. The competitors have 1 week to claim their airtime. The station is not happy of what has to be done because of Trump's airtime. It is plain wrong, an executive said. We didn't ask for this. Fortunately, a loophole was found. They're entitled to time on NBC. That means that Saturday Night Live is not the only program that has to take the hit. This is good news for Ben Carson. He says he would not serve on the show if asked. The office of president being far too serious for such nonsense, Carson claims.
It's up next after a short commercial break.
Don't you hate it when your pencil breaks at life's most important moments? Well, you should try out the Pointer. The Pointer is technology's most advanced pencil design. Its sleek look but durable size will never have you asking for a pencil again.
Thanks. It's amazing.
The victories of the Westlake football team are thanks to the team's new head coach, Coach Castellano. He's made a great influence on the performance of the football team and the overall school spirit. Here is Paul Sacchetti joining us outside.
Hi, I'm Paul Sacchetti, and this is the Dub News. Today we'll be talking about the hiring of new head coach John Castellano. During this, we interviewed players and John Castellano himself. More after this. I'm here with Nicole Batista, sophomore on the Westlake Wildcats. How do you feel about new head coach John Castellano?
I think he's a good fit. I think he really knows how to use all of our seniors and everybody we have on the team. He makes the most of all of our practices, and he's just a perfect fit.
After defeating Bronxville in the quarterfinals, how does it feel to go to the semifinals, and how is John Castellano preparing you for the semis against Albertus Magnus?
He's doing a very good job, I think. Everybody is ready for the game. If we play tomorrow, everyone's ready. Everyone knows their rules, their assignments. Everyone knows their job. It's awesome.
As a sophomore on varsity, how does it feel to get pulled up, unlike half of your other sophomores who are still on JV?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. It's energetic. It's awesome. Varsity is a great experience for my 2 more years to come. I enjoy it a lot. I like it.
And how is John Castellano preparing you just for everything in general, as a person, player, and just how is he affecting the community as well?
I think he's doing a great job for the community. He really affects me. I look up to the coach. He's a role model. I love it. It's awesome.
What's your personal opinion on Coach Kaz?
I think Coach Kaz is a wonderful coach. I think we're very fortunate to have him here. I think everything's fallen into place at the right time, I think.
What is Coach Kaz's major goal of this team?
Honestly, I think he wants states, but he said back in March that this team's a sectional team, at least. So that's our goal, is to get a win this weekend and produce in the Section 1 final game.
How does the coaching staff help? Well, how does Coach Kaz and the coaching staff help achieve their goal?
Well, they prepare us every week in and week out. Everything we do is always perfect. Not perfect, almost close to perfect for Kaz, and we just really want to work for him. He's a good.
All right, Nick. Thank you very much, and this is the Dub News. Actually, we're here with Coach John Castellano, new head coach of the Wildcats. My first question for you is, now entering the postseason, how do you feel about this Wildcats team?
I feel like we get better each week. We had talked about this early in the season about trying to get better each week, and now I can see some of the things that we had talked about back in August and September starting to come to life now. So I'm very, very happy. We're peaking at the right time. We're heading in the right direction.
What is your main goal going into the postseason?
Well, obviously the main goal, or the goal, is to win the Section 1 championship. Anything after that is icing on the cake. But certainly when you make the playoffs, obviously you want to take it each week at a time. Take each game one at a time. But obviously the goal is to win the Section 1 championship.
How do you personally feel about entering the Wildcat family as your first year coach here?
I love it here. I knew the first day I stepped on the campus that these were the kind of kids I wanted to work with. They have a great commitment and enthusiasm and passion for the game. There's a brotherhood here that I've witnessed and enjoy very much.
How does it feel having 18 seniors that most of them played on varsity for 3+ years?
Yeah, that was a plus. I thought when Coach Hennessy, when I spoke to Coach Hennessy, the former coach, and he talked about the experience on this team, that's always a great plus for us. You can't coach experience. You can coach the X's and O's of the game, but experience is something that you can't coach. So to have that already built in is, I think, one of the main reasons why we've been successful.
What do you think is the main strength of the Wildcats team?
Experience. I think we experience, and I think offensively, our offensive line is good, and I think we can attack you a lot of different ways. We can throw the ball. We've gotten better at that each week. We have an inside game, an outside game. Defensively, we just have developed an attitude on defense. Almost like a bend not break philosophy, and we've done a great job at that. And our special teams have held their own. So I'm happy with all three phases at this point.
I did a little research on a very important organization, Habitat for Humanity.
Hi, my name is Deanna Verstaglio, and this is the W. There are many low-income families that cannot afford the repair of their homes. That's where Habitat for Humanity comes in. Since its founding in 1976, Habitat for Humanity has built or repaired more than 1 million homes for people in need of decent, affordable shelter. According to their website, Habitat for Humanity considers applicants without regard to race, religion, gender, handicap, familial status, or national origin. An applicant's current living situation must have one or more of the following conditions: unsafe or very poor conditions, or located in a particularly unsafe area. Rent or contribution towards rent exceeds 35% of net income. The present home size is too small for the number of family members, as well as additional facts demonstrating a need for the type of housing Habitat can provide. In the United States, Habitat homeowners purchase their houses through affordable monthly mortgage payments. In other countries, Habitat works with partner organizations to provide innovative financing methods. Habitat's homeowners also invest hundreds of hours of their own labor, called sweat equity, working alongside volunteers and other Habitat homeowners. Building costs for these houses are financed by a revolving fund called the Funds for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity's goal is to provide safe, quality, affordable, and green housing for lower-income families and individuals. Today, more than 5 million people are now living in Habitat homes. Habitat for Humanity is a true world leader in addressing the issues of poverty housing. This organization has touched individuals' lives across the globe. One more home, another dream fulfilled. There are many ways to get involved in Habitat for Humanity. Westlake High School students have been able to participate through community service and smaller aspects of what Habitat for Humanity has to offer.
What is Habitat for Humanity, and where do you guys build?
Habitat for Humanity is a local organization that assists residents in a community who have some issues with their living conditions. They need some repairs on their home in order for their home to be livable. So the chapter, Westlake's chapter, when we were able to do a build a couple years ago under Mr. DiPaolo's advisorship, the students got to go on a Saturday and up north in another county, we assisted some master carpenters with the build.
How much of Westlake's Habitat for Humanity Club have an impact on the entire organization?
Well, I think Westlake, like other organizations, contribute what they can with their time and their help and their manpower to work on a home. We might work on a home that another school has worked on as well, but it's basically a community chipping in and doing manual labor and other kinds of not so difficult kind of construction tasks to help a building site so that a family can get back into their homes and live.
It's up next after a short commercial break.
How often does this happen to you? You find yourself with little to no money in your wallet. The other day I was reading through the paper and saw the lotto numbers from yesterday. I wish I could just go back in time. Then I thought of something. I had my rewinder. Time to go back in time. Hey man, I'll take one lotto ticket. And now I'm rich. Thank you, Rewinder. Get yours today.
Seniors, is parking a struggle? We got the scoop on our current parking situation here at Westlake High School. Here's Kevin Julian.
Hi, I'm Taylor Garatano reporting from the W. Students have been facing a dilemma with the parking spot situations here at Westlake High School. There are many different parking spots here in the lot. There's a student parking, visitor parking, teacher parking, and the tennis courts, which are used too. Students, especially juniors with a certified license, still struggle to find parking. And some of the seniors who drive have trouble obtaining parking spots in places where seniors are allowed to park. We interviewed some students here at Westlake on parking spots and what they think about the situation. We asked some seniors here at Westlake High School about what they thought about our parking situation.
Not at all. The silliest thing in the world.
Where do you park?
Actually, since I'm unloved, they put me under the tree in the front on like a little hill thing.
Do you like that?
It's actually pretty funny.
What do you think we can do to improve our parking situation as a whole?
Add more student parking.
My name's Kevin Julian. I'm here with the W. How do you think people should get parking spots?
I think it should be first come, first serve.
And would you say you're satisfied with the parking here at Westlake?
Yes.
What do you think Westlake could do to improve its parking situation?
They need more parking spots for the
Definitely
students,
expand
not
the parking
staff.
lot.
We will speak to Mr. Ferguson, a principal here at Westlake High School.
You have to have a strong attendance record. You have to have a very clean disciplinary record. And you have to stay on top of things academically. Back to the junior piece.
Yeah.
Again, it's a privilege that's reserved for seniors only. Yeah. However, there are some incidents where kids have had some hardships, and we've tried to accommodate them without allowing them to, go against the policy of the board.
Yeah.
So usually juniors end up down in the tennis courts because it's the most remote.
When it's cold outside, many people like to warm up to a hot cup of joe at Starbucks. This holiday season, there's been a particular discrepancy regarding the new red cups.
Starbucks is making big changes this holiday season, starting with its annual Red Holiday Cup. Instead of the usual seasonal snowflakes, ornaments, and reindeer, this year's plain red cup stirred up a bit of noise on social media. Joshua Friederstein, who describes himself as an internet and social media personality, wrote on his Facebook page, "Starbucks removed Christmas from their cups because they hate Jesus. Anytime a company changes its packaging, it's bound to attract some negative attention. For example, when Tropicana changed its design on its cartoons from its pure premium orange juice in 2009, customers were outraged. The brand quickly backpedaled, removing the new symbol, a glass of orange juice, and replacing it with a long-time orange with a straw logo. In a statement on its website, Starbucks says it took its cue from customers who have been doodling designs on cups for years. The company states, this year's design is another way for Starbucks is inviting customers to create their own stories with a red cup that mimics a blank canvas. For those longing for seasonal flavors and some Christmas spirit, Starbucks hasn't forgotten the tradition of peppermint and cinnamon-infused lattes. Jim Stengel, a business consultant and the former chief marketing officer at Procter & Gamble, says they clearly believe in the holidays and have special blends. They have gingerbread. However, they're trying a new approach on marketing. Some still believe that Starbucks is a place of sanctuary during Christmas and enjoy the simplicity and quietness during the hectic holiday season.
I'm Deanne Versaglio.
And I'm Nicole Batista.
Thanks for watching
The W.